They are gathering. Welcome to my channel, dear brothers and sisters. They are gathering together and they are going to be doing this. How they are gathering together. This is what I want to talk to you about. And this gathering will be against the Muslims. Do not make any mistake. I will explain more on that one too. Before I move on, just to let you know, few very important details and information. This is in NATO's history the fastest inclusion of a new member. Finland, they became the 31st nation to join NATO. Never in their history came a time when a country would join so fast into the fold of this alliance. This is the biggest military alliance in the world. In the history of mankind, as far as you can go back, you will find this is the biggest military alliance. This alliance, now they are going to be targeting, as they say, Russia. But let me explain to you, this is really not the main reason. Russia is not the main target here. Yes, you can argue, of course, temporarily, for now, their focus is to get more members, more countries into the membership of NATO so that they can scare Russia. They can see how Russia will react. They do not really want to fight Russia. They want Russia to know that we are allying, we are uniting against you. But let me tell you this, Russia, this war of attrition that Putin has launched cannot last for more than 2 years, is the equation from Putin himself, that this alliance, they can fight or they can wait for Russia to end the war for 2 years. After that, Russia is done. This is why we see Putin also now accepting the fact that Russian economy is going to suffer big time if they continue this war. Yes, it is coming from Putin. Putin himself is saying this is not possible for us to go too far for too long. Now, here is the thing. Once Russia is done, once Russia will withdraw their troops, military troops from Ukraine, of course, the Western countries, NATO, they know Russia will do that today or tomorrow. They have to. They have no choice. I mean, this war of attrition cannot go forever. They know that at one point Russia will be like, yeah, we are done. Whatever objectives we wanted to accomplish is done. We have met our objective. Then, of course, then you also have, at the same time, they are portraying and painting to the whole world that, look, Russia has new alliance with China, and together they're going to destroy all of us, destroy humanity. Therefore, we need to have more members to our NATO fold. Therefore, we need to spend more money, send more weapon. All of these things are complete nonsense. I have to use the word nonsense. Excuse my language. The reason for that is, dear brothers and sisters, we know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, he prophesies, فَلْيَسْتَمِعُونَ لِلْمَلْحَمَةِ, that they will gather together against you for malhama, for the fierce battle. They are, at the same time, when they're sending weapons, they're talking about Russia-Ukraine war, they're at the same time preparing for the ultimate battle. Why? Because according to the biblical prophecies, the book of Daniel, Turkey, Iran, Middle East, entire nation of this whole region is actually going to be the Magog. They know today, tomorrow, in other words, these countries, Muslim countries, will come after them. When they have this alliance, all of these members, Turkey, including Turkey, Finland joining, Sweden will join, many other countries will join. When you see this, it is in preparation of what will happen in the far future. They are not seeing the malhama, the fierce battle taking place anytime soon. They don't see that, but this is their ultimate goal. You might argue now, okay, Turkey is a Muslim country, how come they are in NATO? Well, the answer to that question is, even though, yes, Turkey has very strong voice inside NATO, yes, they are powerful, but remember, they do not have the ultimate power. They do not have the ultimate upper hand to decide whether they can stay with NATO. Anytime Turkey can be booted out, any nation from NATO can object. Even Finland, who just joined, can say Turkey is not helping the way we would be in the future. Therefore, we need to get rid of Turkey. Because remember, Turkey had hard time allowing Finland into the NATO membership. Therefore, it is of course going to be possible that one day Finland will pay Turkey back for their reluctance to include Finland into NATO fold. That is something we can discuss later. But when we talk about the Imam Mahdi army, the Muslims are being preparing. All of these Muslim countries, we can see huge lacking. When I say Muslims preparing, it is you and me. We are the one really talking about it. The Middle Eastern countries, even sometimes I would say Turkey, they don't really see it coming. They think, well, if we can just get along with the Western countries, it will be all good. But the prophecy is there. I'm not saying that Muslim country should be fighting with the Western countries. I'm not saying that. That is absolutely not true. We should advocate for peace. We should advocate for coexistence. But at the same time, because the hadith is there, we need to sometimes gloss over those hadiths so that we can remind ourselves to see if we are being caught off guard or not. Are we doing our duties as believers, as Muslims, and taking all the precaution that we need? Once Finland and they have been included in the NATO, China is going to play a major role. You know, the NATO, the alliance, the military alliance, is actually going to become a lot more stronger, or they will try to make it much more stronger by investing more money, because they have to counter BRICS. BRICS is from China, Brazil, South Africa, some other countries, India. They have formed this alliance under Chinese leadership. China in the future might turn around and say BRICS is not an economic alliance. It is a military alliance. We are not just going to help each other economically, helping each other, sending money if you need, or aid or disaster, whatever it is. But we are now going to hold joint military drills. We're going to have a military alliance to make a statement to the world. One BRIC nation is under attack would mean every BRIC nation is under attack. Just like NATO. They're going to be mirroring NATO very soon. What you will see, and I will see, dear brothers and sisters, is that all of these BRICS, NATO, all of these alliance, they do not have Muslim countries, too many Muslim countries involved. I mean, take a look at NATO. Muslim country, how many Muslim countries? One or two? I think only Turkey. BRICS, how many Muslim countries? Zero. They are now trying to get Saudi Arabia into the fold, but then again, it will be only one or two maybe Muslim countries. BRICS, NATO, all of these countries, all of this nation, they will one day merge. They will one day, all of them will come together and say that, you know what, this is our big problem. Islam is our big problem. Muslim countries are our big problem. As Rasulullah prophesies that they will gather together one day against you to come and attack you. And they have been doing it for the last century. Every day, with all the modern technology, they invented weaponry and the industrial, military industrial complex. Every single day there is an attack on Muslim nation. Some Muslims are being killed. So the point here is that we need to take care of ourselves. We need to remind ourselves that the prophecy is there, and that the Mahdi army is, even though it's getting prepared, but at the same time, Muslim nations, Muslim countries, they need to realize that this NATO, these BRICS, all of these countries, all of these alliances, organizations, they're not going to help us. They're going to help each other. They're not going to help the Muslims. But what we will see at the same time, and this is my last point, very, very interesting, which is that once Russia is done, with all of this nuclear tactical weapon, whatever they will use, they will then move on to something new. So after Russia, US and the Western countries' main concern would be China. I mean, China is still their main concern, but they are not main concern in the sense that China is fighting. So once Russia, whether they will win or lose, China is going to go after Taiwan. And they will try to invade Taiwan and take over Taiwan, because China claims Taiwan to be part of China. The point here is that the game will go on and on and on. It is never going to stop. And in the process, what we will see is that stronger and stronger NATO. They will include many other members if they need, and looks like they will. This is what they think will bring more success and make NATO much stronger as a united front against Russia on Chinese aggression. But obviously this is going to serve many other purposes for NATO, and eventually you will see that they will try to confront China over Taiwan issue or any other issue using NATO. Eventually when they will see, well, this is just going back and forth, nothing is really happening. I mean, who cares if Ukraine is under attack? The reason US is so worried about Russian aggression in Ukraine is because they believe they are the superpower. Why should a country, a nation will invade another nation without their permission? If Russia had good relationship, I can tell you, if Putin had a good relationship with the West, nobody would have cared as much as they are now caring what Russia is doing in Ukraine. Because Putin told them, I don't care about you guys. You do not have a good relationship with me. Therefore, the Western countries, they are now very, very angry at Russia. I mean, you have seen how countries were invaded before. I mean, US is invading Muslim countries almost every single day. Syria is being invaded. Iraq is being invaded. All of these other Muslim countries. Pakistan is invaded. Nobody cares. But the reason US cares about Russia is because Russia did not ask for permission. They don't care about what US will have to say. Things are going to a point where you will definitely see that an alliance will be gathered together to fight the ultimate enemy of all of these countries, which will be the Mahdi and the Muslim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.